Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris with Exclusi-V, and today we have an amazing guest with us, Antonio Smothers. But before I get into Antonio, I got to introduce my partners. We've got Rich 100, and we've got Giovanni, the one and only. So, man, we've been wanting to do this one for a while. You know, Antonio's been with Exclusi-V actually since the start. I remember talking to him about what we were going to be doing before we even were doing it. And man, it just started going better and better, you know? And so he's been with us, been taking CBD,
Yes.
you know, doing some stuff with us. And we just wanted to introduce him to the world through Exclusi-V and kind of get a little background on him, understand why he is exclusive, you know. And
By the way, he's the one that saw the room before and after.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember
Right?
when he came here?
that's
Yeah.
right.
When he
That's
came here, we
right.
didn't have nothing here.
Yep.
We had this shitty
Yes,
green
yes.
like hanging here. I was like, "What is that curtain, bro?"
Right. He saw it, but he saw all the notes and everything in the lab,
Yeah.
right?
That was awesome too.
So,
Man.
but Antonio, tell everybody about yourself, man. Where you from?
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, obviously, look at this guy. We already know.
Yes,
He's in
Love it.
fitness. He's in
Love
fitness
it.
somehow, some way.
No, man, I'm Antonio Smothers, and I'm just really a guy who decided to take my life into my own hands, not be one to just accept the circumstances that were given to me, and a person that wants to thrive on being of service. I want to serve my way to success, and I want to actually do that in multiple ways. And one of the ways is being here, explaining things to people, let them understand where I come from, where we all come from, and want to be like-minded and join together to make this environment a better place so other people can thrive too.
Man, I love that.
100.
Love it.
Yes.
And that's why I even associate myself with you, because I remember
For sure.
when I was at Pro Train, I met this guy, and he came in,
Oh,
and
man.
man, we spent at least
3 hours.
3
I
hours
remember.
in my office.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
Wow.
the hell I had to do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, for
all of a
Damn.
sudden,
yeah.
you know, we're engaged in conversation, and you know, his philosophy on life is very, very similar, much like my partners. And you know, I think that the audience is going to get a lot out of this conversation in and of itself, because you know, let's go back a little bit, and you know, let's talk about your profession. What do you do for a living? And then I want to go back into, you know, like childhood. Where are you from? What
Oh,
have,
yeah.
you know, where do you grow up? You know,
For
those
sure.
kind of things.
For sure. So profession-wise, I do multiple things. I'm a rental property manager, and how I actually came upon that was through my father. My father actually taught me the game.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that's concerned, I was able to learn, of course, how to build a property, as far as like, you know, maintaining and
Yeah.
the renovations that go along that. My
Nice.
father's paralyzed from the waist down, so a lot of times I was younger. He said, "Hey, I need you to come out for the summer when my friends are all playing and going to the lake. I'm at a rental property painting
Wow.
houses.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
How did he get paralyzed, if you don't mind me asking?
1988, November 13th. My dad was in his car, his favorite car at the time, a Corvette, a champagne color Corvette, and it was me, my mother, and my father in the vehicle. I was 8 months old in my mom's lap, because you know that those are only 2 doors.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're coming
Small
back,
car.
pick me up, coming back from a wedding and a wedding reception. We lived in Sassoon at the time, and a drunk driver, a gentleman that was getting ready to be late for curfew, was drunk driving and hit us from behind, and I flew out of the vehicle onto the freeway
Oh
What?
my
at 8 months
God.
old. Yeah.
Damn.
So then my
Wow.
mother has a permanent bruise on her left cheek because she dove out the car.
Wow.
And then my
Wow.
father stayed in the vehicle, and it flipped twice, and it snapped his spinal cord.
Oh, my
my
God.
goodness.
Yeah. So, but no scratches, no injuries. And so ever since then, my father basically, my father impressed upon me from day one, you are a miracle, and God had you in His hands from jump, and you should
Wow.
and never and always have gratitude. So I was from jump. It was like gratitude. Like, always be thankful.
It's
I don't have to be
amazing.
here.
It's amazing
the
that you
story
tell
like?
the story even like that, like you were there, like you recall it. You know,
Right.
because
Every
I-
morning you wake up, you think about it. That's there. That's the motivation.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Every day.
well, and
Because they're aware of that. They're aware of this day and what happened there.
yeah.
And he's keep reminding him, his father. What's your father's name?
Sherelle Smothers.
Yeah,
and,
so yeah.
Well, what a
So
dope ass name.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, it just shocked
Wow.
me. Like, I know you for a while now, and I never imagined this is how, it's literally the beginning of your life.
oh yeah,
Really,
that was
the
how it
beginning
started, baby. Right out the
Wow.
gate.
Dude, he was
Start strong,
he was
finish
a-
stronger.
Yeah,
huh?
he was Incredible Hulk from the
Yeah.
start.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It interesting situation.
That's already inspired for
Inspirational.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's wild that I didn't even know that. I know you probably touched on it when we first met, but because I was in the car accident too, hit by a drunk driver, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the whole miracle of life. I think everybody has somewhat of a similar story in feeling as if they've been selected, right?
What's up always I hear with the drunk drivers? A lot of people get in car accident because of drunk drivers.
Right.
Man. Why the hell people drink so much and drive?
Dude,
That's like,
especially nowadays. I mean,
that's like crazy, man.
you got
You
so
know?
many different options.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that you're here, right? So when people are still here, they obviously have something to give, right? Because we're only here, in my opinion, to serve others and to serve our family, everybody that's close to us, and so that's like that. Where was that again? That was in the Bay Area.
That was in it was right off actually an exit called Crockett, going to the almost headed towards the Vallejo toll booth.
Okay.
Right when you come around the corner, if you're familiar with 80 East, it is right before you, right when you're making that corner turn to come to that toll booth. It was right there at 3 a.m.
Wow.
So pretty much right now, you feel that you have to have a purpose to fulfill a purpose here in the world. That's pretty much your direction in life. That's your motivation every day.
Every day.
I'll be honest with you, when people can look at you for first time, first appearance, they say, "Oh, this guy just a bodybuilder, go to the gym, and that's it." Right?
I like that,
but
though.
there is so much in you. You have so much goals, so much ambitions. Even your t-shirt have passion on it.
Absolutely.
Action fighter.
I like that.
Absolutely.
So tell me like a little bit more, what is your passion in life? Like, except of just lifting weights, obviously, that of course you're hardcore in this and you're very professional in that.
For sure.
What else do you want? What you want to accomplish? What is your dreams?
First and foremost, I'd say that it started young, because a lot of the beliefs and things we have start when we're young.
Yeah.
And mine actually was I never forget, 3rd grade. I got in trouble a lot. Why? Because I was a class clown. Okay. But the way that she described it on the paper, I'll never forget this. She said, he just likes to entertain people all day. So growing up, you almost looked at being an entertainer as, like, for me, was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I don't want to be an entertainer. But you know what? When you start going away from what you're naturally good at, you start finding yourself in situations you don't even want to be in.
Right.
So then I embraced it not too long ago. This is probably within like right before I met you.
Yeah.
I finally embraced that. No, I am an entertainer. But guess what? I'm going to entertain you through self-motivation.
Yeah.
I'm going to entertain you through making you laugh. Like, one of my affirmations is I can make anyone laugh.
Yeah.
Period.
That's
like,
good.
I don't care what you're going through. You're going to laugh. You're going to be pissed off that I made you laugh.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but
sure.
if you guys are not subscribed to his Instagram, you need to be subscribed to his Instagram. He also has his own podcast that he does.
For sure, man.
And man, I've seen the development over time with this guy, and I'm so proud, dude. So proud that you're stepping into your light, because it takes sometimes 40 years to step into your light.
What is your Instagram, Antonio?
Antonio, ANTONIO _ Smothers. Okay, that's just S-Mother S. That's all you got to do. People can't get the last name. They're like 2 O's or a U and shit. I'm like, look, it's just S-Mother S. That's it. But just like I was telling you, so that has now become my passion, because all throughout my life, my father was the one I cared for. Growing up, I was always servicing him.
Yes.
Always. That's how I was raised. A lot of kids, they weren't doing what I was doing. How many kids were putting on their father's shoes and socks? How many kids were cleaning up their father's bathroom or messes? Or how many kids were microwaving?
You had to be adult at a young age.
How many kids were microwaving their parents' food, putting a tray out, putting a napkin down, and then a fork over it, and then the food right there, and serving it to them? How many kids were doing that at 4, 5, 6, 7? How many? I was.
So your empathetic center was so developed so early.
So early.
People are kids usually are so self
Spoiled,
concentrated. They're very spoiled. I want.
Right.
And you, first of all, you ask, what do you need? And then you take care of what you want.
That's first.
But you took it in all this, it's like a training for your life. You took it as a training, and you just took it to the next level when you become adult, and can fly on your own.
Absolutely. So
I got a question.
Oh, sure.
So what do you think is the difference between you and somebody else that might have been in a similar situation, but they, in their situation, looked at it as a negative? So instead of a positive, like, oh man, I'm able to, serve. I'm chosen. Like, what do you think is the difference between you and somebody else? That could be in your in that situation, growing up, their father's telling them the same type of thing, and then them going, you know what, I don't got a dad, like I gotta serve him, like what, and taking that direction. What do you think is the difference?
That's a really good question, Chris. And I'm gonna say this: it all started with God. It all starts with the foundation. To be honest, I feel like if I didn't have God in my life and I wasn't reminded of that from the time I was born, or from the time I could hear and understand, I would never have grown up that way and saw things in that light at some point, because of it. God's love is unconditional.
%.
So for me, it's like, okay, I need to look at things from a different perspective. You know how many times throughout my life I've actually just cried. I cried. I remember, never forget. It was 2008. I was 2008 or 9. I was in a messed up situation.
Yeah,
I don't want to cuss, but I was in a messed up situation, and I never forget. I was in an apartment complex, and I was frustrated because I wanted so much more. But there was that thing inside of me. And some people have it, some people don't. There's always been something inside of me. Every time something's shitty in my life, sorry, see, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Every time
Go
every time there's something horrible going on to some people, Chris, I've always thought in the back of my mind, I'll be fine.
Yep.
God's got me. It's just,
and
this may be typical right now, but I'll be fine.
So what you learned took me 32, 33 years to learn, because I didn't grow up with that structure. So there was a lot of questions, a lot of different things. And now, man, like, and we've had this conversation so many times, me and my partners, it's like, if you don't have that foundation, that the house can come crumbling down. And it came crumbling down for me 4, 5, 6 times, and I'm still learning. I still don't know the exact path that God has for me, but I do know that there's a hand on my shoulder, and on yours, and on yours, and on yours, all of us, to bring this to light. Because I mean, what is this? These 4 men sitting here talking about God. Like, hey, there's got to be something to that, and we're all making moves. So, man, I really appreciate you diving into that. What kind of questions you guys have for this man over here?
I want to ask you one thing, Antonio. You train, you work out every day, right?
Yeah.
How can you inspire someone to really go to the gym and go after it every day, no matter what? What is the first thing? How do you put that goal? Because me personally, I try to work out every day as much as I can,
For sure.
But I'm so busy, and I'm sure there is a lot of the best business people in the world. They still find the time to work out and everything. How do you push yourself?
Yeah, and
what is your structure to that?
A good question.
And I would go even further back, like and go, what got you into working out?
Right.
Because you're obviously a freaking physical specimen.
Yeah.
Right. And it's upper echelon. And we should dive into that at some point too.
I would say to answer your question directly, I've always had a competitive drive, always, and that's for me. But I'm saying for someone that wants to be consistent, you have to start obviously with your mindset, and you have to do if you have this goal, obviously, that you want to reach. I always tell people, do the thing you hate first. And I got that from a book by Marissa Peer called I'm Enough. That book, just recently, I read it twice. I'm about to finish it right now, second time, because I wanted to start my year off that way. She talks about mindset and being enough. Normally, it all starts with, do you even feel like you're valued enough? Do you feel like you're even worthy enough to go to the gym and make those things happen? Because guess what? It just starts with that one small step, right?
It is. That's all the smallest step. Yeah.
So
once you're there, that's it.
Once you're there, that's it. So you look at it like, okay, I'm going to do the thing I hate most the first part of my day, knock that out, and everything else after that will go smooth. And I feel achievement already first thing. So whether or not, and then of course it comes to how important it is to you. A lot of people want to wait until they go to the doctor and they got diabetes. Yeah. They want to wait until, but I look at it.
Wait, it starts now,
I heard a comedian say something so funny. A dude named Dion Cole. He said, what's funny to me, he said on the stand-up, he said, you've already lived your life being fat. Why not try the other way? He's like, you might just like it. And I was like, exactly. You might just
I'll tell you what, I read also a book, and the book said a lot of people, they already accepted themselves that way. They see the picture of them, like, I'm Giovanni, and my picture is this. Boom.
I'm not
And
that.
from there, you work for that picture. But a lot of people that already accepted themselves in this one picture, and they see themselves like that. That's why they don't change.
But why though? Because
No.
of negative self-talk. What are you telling yourself?
Negative self-talk.
What are you telling
A
yourself?
lot of things.
What are you
There's-
saying?
Exactly.
How many times do we hear those people that go,
The people around you, what they tell about you, what do you get? You know, like
right. And so I hear all the time. I hear people that I've heard that are, unfortunately battling with being obese and things like that. And it's the things they say. Oh, I could never do that. Oh, it's too hard. Oh,
yeah.
It's all about belief in the end of the day, because people used to
belief.
see results fast. We're always talking about it. People want fast.
Mhm.
And when you, I don't know, even growing a muscle, if you're talking about the gym, it takes time until you see results. First of all, the first training, you barely can lift, and you go home the next day, you're suffering from nothing. I
Oh
barely
my
did
gosh.
anything and I'm suffering, right?
exactly.
The next day, you have to pass this phase, you know?
Yes.
You have to pass, and you have to believe, blind believe,
Yes. Hard.
that it's just gonna happen. The picture that you want to see yourself, it will happen.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Nothing is guaranteed. But you might find
But it's
yourself
all
in a
up to you.
situation better than the last
Yeah,
situation.
it's all up to you. You
Yeah.
have the power. It's up to you. It doesn't matter if you have a gym to go to, or
Right.
or you have to do it at home,
Right.
or I don't know where. You don't have equipment. It doesn't matter if you have money or not. You
Mhm.
can build your muscle.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have
And you
an,
can go to work and make money for the gym.
Hey,
you
baby.
know?
I've got an extension on that. So on that question, what about men or women that have been in shape before and then they lose it? They go the other way, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to get back,
Yes.
and their life has changed. Maybe a female might have gotten married, might have kids now,
Mhm.
and they know what they've been, and they know that they have it in them.
Yes.
How can they re-engage themselves? Or maybe it could be somebody that's gone so far as done a show. Listen, I'm going to talk for myself now. That's
It sounded like him.
This is actually me.
Yeah.
'Cause
It sounded like
just the other day, I put on a tens machine, right? The tens. Dude, I'm sore as hell from the tens machine because it's been this long. And I just want to know, man, how can I get? Do I need to hire you? What's going on? Like,
Well, you can hire me.
I may just do it.
But
be honest.
I'll say this because I've been there in that roller coaster. I've had to take time off from competing because this wasn't right.
Yep.
But I'm gonna always tell people from jump, start slow, especially if you've already been there too. You can always compare yourself now to what you were then. So guess what? You want to go balls to the wall right away and go, okay, I'm gonna do exactly what I did back then. Like when you're peaking, though, when you're peaking, you can't just, you gotta, like this room,
There's
have
levels.
to start slow.
You gotta
There's
start from
levels
level
to it.
one, too.
So let me tell you what happened.
For sure,
About
man.
a year ago, when me and Gio went to the gym, because this guy was like, "We just go to the gym. We just start. I was
I
like,
can see
okay.
that.
I was like, all right, you know what?
Yeah.
We'll go to the gym.
For
We
sure.
did arms, bro. My right arm still hurts from that day. It was a year ago, and I've used that as an excuse till today to not go,
Oh man, bro.
not even do nothing.
Because you took
Really.
the biggest weights, of course.
So I'm like,
you
hey,
didn't work out
but-
for it.
See?
Business has gotten that focus, right? So it's
Mhm.
not like I went from a negative to a negative,
Right.
but so now I think life is starting to come around really, really good.
Sure.
So I want to bring it back in, and he just mentioned it. Gio just mentioned it this morning because I looked at him. He walked in there with no shirt. I was like, "Damn, bro!" I was like, "You look like you've been working out. Like, what's going on?" I was like, "That's it. I gotta get."
Yeah. That's motivation right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that, man. It's definitely, that's one of the biggest things to start slow because you want to compare. You're always comparing to what you used to be.
Mhm.
Be a better version of that person now.
Yeah.
Don't keep going. Man, well, I used to look like this, but I don't have that motivation. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you stopped. So
Yeah.
start slow again, right? Push that wheel until you get enough momentum and you'll be fine. And don't expect too much from yourself too fast.
Right.
That's why I tell people all the time, don't go, okay, I'm gonna go 7 days straight eating good. How about this? How about you just stop soda?
Yeah.
Let's start there. If you do
Yeah.
6 sodas a day,
Only
let's
that
try
will
one.
cut your body fat.
Right. My biggest attributes was always, I was a good marketer. I was good marketing,
Okay.
but I was marketing for everyone else, not for myself.
Gotcha.
I wanted to, I had a brownie business that was out in 2018. That was amazing.
Wow.
It was called Slutty Buddies. It was cool. We had four layer brownies and
You're
like-
a real entrepreneur.
it was, yeah. But the thing is, it was just consistency. I would either
That's the key, yeah.
I would either lose a relationship with the person that mattered in the business,
Yeah.
and then I'll be inconsistent. So now everything right now is under my control. Everything that I'm doing as far as rental property management, my control. When I'm doing my podcast or anything with my brand, my control. Everything's under my control.
That's good.
And no one's gonna, and I'll be damned if someone takes something and dangles it over my head and says, hey, if you don't have me around, you can't do this. Ha ha.
Mhm.
Oh, hell
Exactly.
no. No. We're gonna find a way regardless.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I'll be damned if that happens to me. You know, because that's not a true friend or business partner.
For sure.
If they just want to dangle something that they know you need,
Yes, exactly.
I'm good off of that.
Well,
So
run together.
we'll all
You know,
run
that's
together.
how it works.
You
of
know,
course.
so yeah, so that's been the biggest thing. I want to also, you know, so now the goals are that life coaching.
Yeah,
I've been doing that on the side. I've been enjoying life coaching.
I love that.
You know, it's something new, but
You
now
do
it's just
You
monetizing.
did virtual,
everything.
like yeah,
virtual,
Yeah.
all online. I have a private Facebook group right now
nice.
that I've been doing, and that's right now. That's all that is just boosting. I'm not charging for it right now.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
You know, I'm just
Just
giving,
do it because this is what you do for
You gotta put
for your
yourself
passion.
out there. You gotta
Absolutely.
put yourself out there. For at first, it's gonna be for free. You know, you build your name and everything, and then when you establish, that's
Yeah.
when you start.
So-
And nothing like give advice to others. First of all, you
Oh,
learn
man.
it the
It's the
best,
best.
right? You're teaching
Dude.
yourself every time you give advice to someone. You
Right.
said, "Shit, yeah."
Yeah. When you train
I mean-
someone, you remind yourself so many things. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, it's funny because when I met you, I remember we were in the office, and I told you, like, man, if there was just a fly on the wall, if there was just a fly on the
Mm.
wall to listen to all the conversations that happen in this office, that's the whole birthing process of podcasting for me. And you know, even before podcasting was podcasting, I remember being in these conversations and just being like, man, if just everybody could hear these, it would be that much more beneficial. And then you have some people that don't want anybody to hear the conversations, thinking that they're gonna keep it secret. But today, like, information is available
all over the place.
everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
And now it shifts. It's no longer about, oh, where's the information? Now I think with the younger generation, especially like with my daughter, I tell her, you don't have to just find the information. Now you have to apply it, and you have
Yes.
to
Yeah.
truly engage in it and comprehend what's being said. Because in this fast-paced world where everything's fast forward, swipe, you know, I think the messages get convoluted, or they get some distraction moves them from one way to another. And you know, I'm afraid for, you know, a lot of the youth, because everything is so visual, everything's so visually based.
Quick, fast.
Yeah, and not only that, it's like skin insensitive now. It's like,
You gotta be able to have tough skin. Man.
well, no, I'm talking about skin, literal skin.
Oh.
You know, you swipe.
But
Oh,
also-
everything I see is skin, and it's like, man,
yes.
like,
yeah.
and so it's not.
Yep.
You're not even sensitive to that anymore.
That's
You know
true,
what I
too.
mean? And so you know, what is your? And I know you don't have kids, you know, but do you want kids? Or you gonna
Man, I want a little Tonya running around getting on my nerves so bad.
or Antoniette?
Yo, you know what? Hey.
Antoinette.
My
Antoinette.
mother, that's who I'm named after.
Oh, is it?
My mother's name is
Oh, it's
Antoinette.
beautiful.
Oh, we all have
I
the
love
same
it.
middle name, mom, dad, and me.
No way.
So
She's-
same with
Really?
us,
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so she's Antoinette Lynn. I'm Antonio Lynn. My dad's Sherelle Lynn.
I love it.
So we all have the
I
same
love
middle name. But yeah, of course, man. That's why I'm doing the way I'm doing it. I want
Okay.
that. I want that, man. I want a family. I want to carry on with legacy.
I love it.
I
Love it.
That's definitely where I'm at finally.
Yeah. So it's not just you. It's not just what you're doing. It's what's going to be coming
Dude.
from there.
Yes, man. Oh,
Well,
man.
you know, I know I want to continue, because I don't feel like we're done. So
Nah.
we're going to keep it going if you have time,
I'm with it.
you know? So I just want to tell film guys, like, we're going to continue it going. So yeah, we've got it on. So
Sure.
So we got another.
yes.
All right.
So what we're going to do right now, we'll just go ahead and take a little break,
Ah, okay.
and then we'll come
Gotcha.
back,
Yeah.
and then
All right.
we'll
Let's
we'll
do
take
it.
it from there.